Hello everyone. In this video we are going to be analyzing Ghazal 1475 from Rumi's Diwan Tabrizi. This is one of those interesting poems in which Rumi starts by saying that the mystics, the Sufis, are drawn into divine love and they do not recognize anything but the divine love. They are single-mindedly focused on love. Starting with this, he's going to be getting intoxicated and start talking to us from that intoxication. And then he's going to be saying something very interesting about spiritual state, love, intoxication stage, because of which I have chosen to create this video. Rumi starts this poem with this couplet: بجوشید بجوشید که ما بحر شعاریم به جز عشق دیگر کار نداریم. Boil, boil, for we wear the sea as our garment. We are no longer concerned with anything but love. Anything but love, he repeats. Through repetition, he is creating an emotional emphasis. But what does he mean when he says we wear the sea as our garment? This poem is open to interpretation, of course, which Rumi loves doing so much. But it appears that here Rumi, by the sea, is referring to the divine presence, saying that we are wrapped in the sea. He seems to be saying that we are immersed in the divine presence. We are immersed in divine love. Boil us, we are immersed in that love. We are not even aware of what is going on around us. در این خاک در این مزرعه پاک به جز مهر به جز عشق دیگر تخم نکاریم. In this soil, in this pure field, we plant no seed but the seed of love and compassion. Here again, Rumi points to something that separates him from many other mystics that came before him. And that point is the centrality of love to him. Many, including Al-Ghazali, although mystics, although theologians, were speaking of God, referring to God usually with fear. It should be the case, but they spoke less in love with God, and Rumi is here to change that. Rumi sees everything through love. Rumi reaches the divine through love. He calls God the divine beloved. For him, love is the method and the medium that helps him reach the divine beloved. He is single-mindedly focused on love. He is immersed in love. He breathes love. چه مستیم از آن شاه که هستیم بیایید که تا دست برآریم. We are drunken, he says, from the king through whom we are, meaning that the king who has created us, who has brought us into existence, has intoxicated me, has intoxicated us. We are drunken by the divine love. We are intoxicated by divine knowledge. He created us, and through that creation, he set us into a deep intoxication. We have been intoxicated eternally. Now, from this moment on, his intoxication is going to intensify, and the poem is going to get even more interesting. چه دانیم که ما دوش چه خوردیم که امروز همه روز خمیریم و خماریم. What do we know what we drank last night, that all day we are hungover. At times Rumi, especially in Diwan Shams Tabrizi, he says at nights our souls soar into skies, and yet it is trapped again during the day. When we go to sleep, we are freed from the body. And here he's referring to one of those experiences. His soul has had this mystical experience, and when he comes back to himself, when he comes back to his senses, he's questioning what happened to him. He's seeing the effects of that experience, asking, we don't know what we have drunken last night. We don't know what happened last night, that we are intoxicated, that we are hungover the whole day. We are carrying the scent of God. We are carrying divine presence. We are carrying that mystic ecstasy with us the whole day. What happened to us? Although he asks what happened to us, but anticipating that some are gonna get into philosophical investigations of those mystical experiences, he stops them. مپرسید ز احوال حقیقت که ما باده پرستیم نه پیمان شماریم. Do not ask, he says, do not ask about the states and quality of truth of our experience. Do not ask how things were. Why? We're going to ask, and he says, we are worshippers of wine, not the counters of cups. Meaning that we are in love with that divine knowledge, with that divine ecstasy, with the divine love itself. We don't count the number of cups we are receiving. That is, we're not doing philosophical investigation in that moment. So do not ask us about the specifications of those experiences. This is a magnificent couplet. This couplet is particularly why I have chosen to create this video. Then he turns to us. He's going to be saying why he doesn't want us to ask. He says, شما مست نگشتید و از آن باده نخوردید چه دانید که ما در چه شکاریم. You haven't become intoxicated. You haven't tasted that wine, divine love. How could you know? How could you know what we are hunting? Here is referring to a very important point in mystical discussions. First of all, the ineffibility of the experiences is saying that some of these experiences cannot be expressed and articulated through words, through human limited language. And secondly, he's saying they cannot be captured by philosophical investigations. They are experiential matters. They are ecstatic experiences. So they do not need to be philosophically proven. They cannot be fit into the boundaries and frameworks of philosophy. He's not entirely rejecting philosophy. I've already discussed that in other videos, but he's pointing to the limitations of rational thinking. He's saying, stop asking us philosophical questions about that state, experience it. This resonates so much with the Neoplatonic thought. Plotinus says in the Enneads, our aim in speaking of the ones as Plotinus is not to engage in discursive thought, but to bring the reader to a point where they decide to take these steps themselves. They want to take you into that journey. They want to force you to experience that yourself instead of theoretical argumentations. نیفتیم بر این خاک ستان ما نه حسیریم برآییم بر این چرخ که ما مرد حصاریم. We do not fall on this field, we are not mad. We rise to the sky, for we are people of fortress. We will not engage with the material trivialities in the world. We will be living our lives, we will be engaging with the world, but not so much as to engage with trivialities and banalities, which is symbolized by his assertion that we are not a mat. We are people of fortress. We rise to the skies. We belong to higher realities. We are from a higher reality. We belong to a higher station. We have descended to this world as trial, as a test to reach perfection, to reach ethical and spiritual perfection. But we do not belong here. We need to rise back to our previous station, and we will do so. We will fly to the skies again. There are so many implications in this poem for the contemporary individuals, but unlike what I generally do in my videos, in this video I'm not going to be giving them to you. What implications does this poem convey to you as a postmodern individual? Thank you for watching. See you next time.